parents, and enthusiastic students, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
We are honored to have among us today, presider of the event, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Father Patrick Daniel Gaffney, CSC, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Father Charles B. Gordon, CSC, Treasurer and Acting Proctor, Dr. Father Subhash Adam Pereira, CSC, Deputy Registrar, Father Oshim Theotonius Gonsalves, CSC, Dean of Faculty, Professor Dr. Alok Kumar Chakraborty.
And of course, we are privileged to welcome our chief guest, the visionary scientist and writer, Dr. Abed Choudhury, who has transformed the landscape of agricultural science with his groundbreaking discoveries. To start this momentous occasion, let us begin this event with the hoisting of our national and university flags, accompanied with national anthem. We kindly request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Patrick Daniel Gaffney, CSC, and our Chief Guest, Dr. Abed Choudhury, to proceed with this honor.
We kindly request everyone to stand up when we are raising our national flag. Thank you. Moving forward, it is our honor to invite Dr. Abed Choudhury, the visionary discoverer of Panchoprihi rice cultivation, to the stage and welcome him with flowers as a token of our respect and gratitude, to be presented by Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Father Patrick Daniel Gaffney, CSC. Now, it is our honor to invite Dr. Abed Choudhury, the visionary discoverer of Panchoprihi rice cultivation, to the stage and welcome him with flowers as a token of our respect and gratitude, to be presented by Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Father Patrick Daniel Gaffney, CSC. We would also like to invite on stage Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Father Charles B. Gordon, CSC, Deputy Registrar Father Oshim Theotonius Gonsalves, CSC, and Dean of Faculty Professor Dr. Alok Kumar Chakraborty. Can we have a big round of applause, please? May we have a big round of applause for our esteemed guests and fathers on the stage, please?
To set the mood for the day, our current students have prepared a dance performance to welcome our freshers. Please join us in welcoming them as they present a beautiful welcoming dance. Our current students have prepared a dance performance to welcome our freshers. Please join us in welcoming them as they present a beautiful welcoming dance.
Where are the students? মানে আমি বুঝি না।
আগের মিউজিকটা রিপিট করো, আগের মিউজিকটা হালকা রিপিট করো, একটু একটু টেনে দিয়ে হালকা রিপিট করো। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, আগেরটাই হালকা মিউজিক রিপিট করো।
আচ্ছা Moving on forward with our program, we would like to invite our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Father Patrick Daniel Gaffney, CSC, to deliver his opening address. Father, the stage is yours. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
And welcome to this event. First, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us today as we especially welcome our new first-year students who are about to begin their undergraduate course here at NDUB. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the members of the NDUB faculty who are here today and staff, and our honored guest, Dr. Abed Chowdhury, and all you parents and friends and family of our new students. By this welcome, I most especially want to present an invitation to our freshmen, to our new students. This is BBA Batch 28, which will be in two divisions, A and B. Our Computer Science and Engineering, Batch 25. Our LLB, the Law batch, will be number 24. Our new microbiology students, batch number 2, still in single digits. And our English students who are batch 28. I welcome you on behalf of all those who will join you in your experience, which you will receive here at NDUB. Not just an education, but more than that, an adventure. You who are students, new students, are taking a turn in your young lives, and it will lead you, we hope, and we will help you, lead you in a new direction. As you're getting ready to begin this great adventure, I suspect all of you are familiar with a short poem by the American poet Robert Frost. I know this poem is taught in many colleges here in Bangladesh, and you who study English are most certainly familiar with it. A poem called The Road Not Taken. Now, this poem describes a young person walking in a forest, walking in a place they are not familiar with on a beautiful spring day. And they're following a path, a trail, and it leads to a point of a Y junction. They have to choose one way or the other. The path gives them not only this choice, but this obligation. And there are two possibilities, one way or the other way. And which way should I go? I have to make a choice. What things should I consider when I choose which way I am going? And what the person in the poem decides is that one way is the way of the crowd, the many people. The other way has fewer travelers. And the traveler decides, I will take the one that fewer travelers have gone. And you probably know the famous end of that poem, the lines, I took the one, the road, I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Now, we could say a lot about this poem, and many people have. The whole books have been written about this poem. And we could think about it later, but for today, for now, I'd just like to think of one way this poem is teaching us a lesson that's appropriate for you freshmen, for you new students who are with us today. For the question is, what principles, what criteria do I use to make my decisions about taking a different road? Now, all of you new students have already made one choice to come to NDUB, and we welcome you as our new students. You'll have other choices. Other roads will diverge, and you'll have to make new decisions. And what this poem suggests is that you should not base your decision, your choice, on the path of least resistance. Don't just follow the crowd. Everyone's going that way, so I will go there too. Stop at that crossroads. Reflect. Take into consideration other things besides what everyone is doing. When you come to make a choice, you don't just ask what is popular, but you make a choice on the basis of what is most important to you. You reflect on your own values, on your own journey, on your own personal way of placing yourself in the world, what inspires you and what calls you. Like the poet, NDUB invites you to take the road less traveled by. That is, to think and to grow in your own understanding of who you are and where you belong in the world. And one of the ways we do that at this university is we have a philosophy, you might say, an approach to education that grows out of the Holy Cross tradition. The Congregation of Holy Cross has been working in schools in Bangladesh for a long time, almost 200 years. And the approach to education that is taken by Holy Cross, that inspired our university and many colleges and schools in this country, comes from a heritage of not just following the way everyone goes, the wide road, but the road less taken is one that inspires careful consideration. One of the features of that is that we at NDUB want to work with you students, not just in the classroom and the laboratories, but in all of your activities, your clubs, your sports, your extracurriculars and service projects, and work with our graduates, our alumni, because NDUB thinks of itself not just as an institution for a particular time in your life as students, but those influences, the things you have learned, the people you have met, many of whom will be your friends for life, that these have to do with your education. Our attention to learning is not just intellectual, although that's very important. It's not just acquiring professional skills, although that too is essential, but it's the building of character, the coming to a firm understanding of what's most important to you, what's most important to the society you live in. We want to develop a mature, moral agent, an individual who has deep respect for all of creation and for the Creator. The Holy Cross tradition regards learning as a way of growth in self-knowledge, to come to understand what's the basis of your place in this world and what mission you have with your education when you finish your studies and begin your actual career as an adult, as a member of a family, as a citizen in a nation. So the search here is for an open heart and an open mind, a willingness to continue to learn. We are committed to a pursuit of justice and respect for all people. Everyone who is a human being has sacred rights and a dignity that we honor as a child of God, the same God who calls us all into being and guides us. Whether you study arts or science or communication or literature, we all study in ways that open our hearts to the wonders of creation and to the family that joins us in our lifetime. So you first-year students, I'd like to invite you into this adventure. I'd like you to let us at NDUB earn your trust. Place confidence in your teachers and in the staff. Learn to get to know each other, your classmates, your batchmates, as your friends and neighbors. And we will all have a great adventure together. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for your wise words. Going back, our current students have prepared a dance performance to welcome our freshers. Please join us in welcoming them as they present a beautiful dance.
বৃষ্টি বন্দনা জোড়ে ধরণী তল যাও বলো তারে শ্রাবণ আষাঢ়ে মেঘের শত দলে ছুঁয়েছে ভেজা জল মাতাল হাওয়ারে ধ্বনি বৃষ্টি কি শোনে না ময়ূর পেখম তলে ধিমতানা দেরে না ধিমতানা বাজে ধিমতানা বাজে ধিমতানা স্বাগতম সম্ভাষণ
What a mesmerizing performance. Thank you. To give our freshers a glimpse of life at NDUB, let us take a visual journey with a video presentation brought to you by our Public Relations Office.
In the world of education in Bangladesh, the name Notre Dame itself is a glory for its name and fame at home and abroad. As the Holy Cross missionaries set sail in this land in 1853 for imparting education non-profitably, the people of Bangladesh has been benefited by the missionary educational institutions since ages. The Holy Cross Catholic missionaries dedicated their lives and living in the education sector of Bangladesh, and they took it to its next level. And there blooms the first private university in Bangladesh run by missionaries of Holy Cross Fathers, approved by University Grants Commission of Bangladesh and Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, known as NDUB, Notre Dame University, Bangladesh.
Our future is one that we want to develop into one of academic excellence and first-class research. There are a number of excellent private universities here in Bangladesh, a number of ones that really have done very well. We're going to become one of the really leading universities in Bangladesh.
Our academic council and the syndicate members are having their regular meeting, and they are doing whatever the university needs to do.
We started the educational journey on the 2nd of December 2014, and since then we are running the university.
Our university is small, we're in kind of cramped quarters, but I think there's a special spirit here. Our founder had always said to us that we want to educate not only the mind but also the heart, and we try to do that here. There's a close family spirit. We talk about ourselves as a family, and there's a good relationship between the administration, the faculty, the staff, the students, and the guardians.
The purpose of the university is to provide good education to those who need. We are a nonprofit institution, a nonprofit university, and so our purpose is not to make money, but it is to provide proper guidance to students.
To ensure security here, we work through different committees, namely the discipline committee, the highest body that we have for policy and decision making. Then we have also anti-terrorism and monitoring cell and sexual harassment committee. If any teacher, student or staff has any complaint, they file a complaint with the proctor, and then the proctor takes the necessary steps, and thus we ensure security on campus here.
To try to make a place and provide a service so that our students can become more and more fluent and conversant and comfortable in the English language. This is a language which more and more is dominating business around the world. It's so important for the media, and really opens up wide horizons to our students.
আমাদের নটরডেম ক্যাম্পাসে বেশিরভাবে ছাত্রছাত্রীদের জন্য ক্যাম্পাস জবের একটা সুন্দর সুবিধা রয়েছে বা সুযোগ রয়েছে। যে সমস্ত ছাত্রছাত্রী তারা এখানে শিক্ষা অর্জন করে, অভিজ্ঞতা অর্জন করে তারা ভবিষ্যতে আরো সুন্দর সেবা দান এবং তাদের সুন্দর ভবিষ্যৎ গড়তে চান, তাদের জন্য আমাদের এই ব্যবস্থা।
The BUET team is working for the structural and architectural design of this new building, and it would be one of the best eco-friendly building and institutional building in this country.
In NDUB, we have 7 clubs altogether. We have drama club, English club, debate club, law club, CSC club, business club, and culture.
students to grow, not only to be clean inside and outside, but also to clean the whole environment of this campus.
কাউন্সিলিং হলো একটা প্রক্রিয়া এবং এটা সংগঠিত হয় কাউন্সিলর এবং কাউন্সিলের সম্পর্কের ভিত্তিতে। তাহলে তাদের মধ্যে আস্তে আস্তে একটা গভীর সম্পর্ক, কিন্তু প্রফেশনাল সম্পর্ক গড়ে তুলতে হয়। আর এর উদ্দেশ্য কি? এর উদ্দেশ্য হলো একজনের মানে কাউন্সিলের যে দৃষ্টিভঙ্গি, তার আচার আচরণ, এগুলো পরিবর্তন করা।
আমাদের বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ের শিক্ষার্থীদের জন্য বাস্কেটবল, ফুটবল, ভলিবল, ক্রিকেট, টেবিল টেনিস, ব্যাডমিন্টন ইত্যাদি খেলার ব্যবস্থা রয়েছে। আমরা চাই যেন আমাদের শিক্ষার্থীরা পড়ালেখার পাশাপাশি তাদের মননশীলতার পাশাপাশি শারীরিক বিকাশ সাধনের সুযোগ যেন তারা পায়।
Notre Dame University Bangladesh implies the motto in this service for youth: competence to see and courage to act. Established in 2013 at the center of the city, Motijheel, NDUB envisions to achieve diligently through knowledge and wisdom for life and living, through studies in humanities, technologies, and also business, preparing the youth globally as well as being rooted in the local Bangladeshi culture and spiritual heritage, so that the students develop their best selves to serve their society and contribute effectively to humanity. Values that constitute the foundation of the university and the essential elements of teaching learning are pursuit of truth, rational thinking, respect for human dignity, non-violence, social responsibility, commitment to human development, solidarity and justice, peace and charity, gender equality, global unity and communal harmony. NDUB believes not only in educating the mind, but also in educating the heart.
What a delightful introduction of our vibrant community. Thank you, Public Relations Office. Moving on, now let us welcome our Deputy Registrar, Father Oshim Theotonius Gonsalves, CSC, to share with us his words and introduction of different departments along with the faculties.
Good afternoon to you all. I stand before you to introduce all our administrative body members and our faculty members. So at present you will see them on the screen. Later on you will see them in the class face to face. First, we'll see Dr. Father Patrick Daniel Gaffney, CSC, our Vice Chancellor. Dr. Father Charles B. Gordon, CSC, Pro-Vice Chancellor. Dr. Father Subhash Adam Pereira, CSC, Treasurer and Acting Proctor. Dr. Father Leonard Shankar Rosario, CSC, our Registrar. Father Amol A. Rosario, CSC, Director Finance and Accounts. Mr. Dominic Dilu Paris, Director, Human Resources. Father Edmond Cruz, CSC, Director, Maintenance. Brother Binoy Stephen Gomez, CSC, Director, Student Counseling. Father Ashim Theodones Gonsalves, CSC, Deputy Registrar. Father Badon Hilarius Rosario, CSC, Deputy Exam Controller. Engineer Mohammad Taslim Uddin Jamaddar, Chief Engineer. Sister Shagurika Maria Gomez, CSC, Deputy Director, Student Affairs. Stanley Piyush Rosario, Deputy Proctor. Father Nitto Akka, CSC, Assistant Registrar. Dr. Sister Jorina Henrietta Gomez, SMRA, Student Counselor. Mithun Rosario, Assistant Director, Language Center. Our Dean, Professor Dr. Alok Kumar Chakraborty. Now, I'm going to introduce Department of Business Administration. Dr. Bhakta Kumar Bishas, Chairman and Associate Professor. Dr. Porimal Chandra Datta, Professor. Dr. Mohammad Abdul Hakim, Associate Professor. Aprista Birji, Associate Professor. Kamal Gomez, Assistant Professor. At present, he is in study leave, Germany. Renard John Paul Gomez, Assistant Professor. Nazma Akhtar, Assistant Professor. Tanjia Hussain, Assistant Professor. Tanjia Rahman, Assistant Professor. Aziz Akhtar, Assistant Professor. Sultana Shahida Abedin, Assistant Professor. Dr. Nondita Mallik, Lecturer. Diba Mondol, Lecturer. Shema Folia, Lecturer. Sristi Flora Pereira, Lecturer. Brigitta Bishas, Lecturer. Mahmuda Akhtar, Lecturer. Muhammad Atikur Rahman, Lecturer. Muhammad Samim Al Mamun, Lecturer. Israt Jahan Pia, Lecturer, study leave at present in UK. And we have some adjunct faculty, Dr. Shem Sundar Kormokar, Professor from Dhaka University. Dr. A.A. Mahabub Uddin Chaudhuri, Professor, University of Dhaka. Dr. Shuman Das, Professor, University of Dhaka. Dr. Mohammad Baijit Ali, Professor, Jagannath University. Nirmal Roy, MPF FCA, Partner. Shubhakar and Kong. Now, Department of Computer Science and engineer. Our head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, A.H.M. Saiful Islam, he is a professor. Dr. Alok Kumar Chakraborty, professor. Mohammad Qazi Anwar Hussain, associate professor. Stanley Piyush Rosario, assistant professor. Tawin Tasnim, assistant professor. Rubayat Islam, assistant professor. Humayara Brinte Rashid, lecturer. Nafisa Tabasum, lecturer. Dhiman Roy, lecturer. Mondira Chakraborty, lecturer. Apsana Sharmin Shanta, lecturer. Khurshid Alam, lecturer. Mohammad Tamit Hassan, lecturer. Nusrat Kanis Khan, lecturer. Mohammad Baijit Rahman, lecturer. At present he is in USA for study leave. And we have some adjunct faculty. Dr. Farnas Norin Noor, she is a professor, MIST. And Mohammad Hassan, assistant professor, Premier University. Now we'll see Department of English. The head of the Department of English, Ghulam Sarwar Chaudhuri, is a professor. Dr. Father Patrick Daniel Gaffney, CSC, professor. Dr. Father Charles B. Gordon, CSC, professor. Dr. Father Subhash Adam Pereira, CSC, associate professor. Dr. Father Leonard Shankar Rosario, CSC, associate professor. Dr. Muhammad Jamir Hussain, associate professor. Nafisa Sultana, associate professor. Dilip Kumar Sarkar, assistant professor. Mahmuda Yasmin Shaila, assistant professor. Sami Hossein Christie, assistant professor. Najia Farhin Sifat, assistant professor. Dr. Sister Jorina Henrietta Gomez, SMRA, assistant professor. Ahmed Tassin Sams, assistant professor. At present, he is in study leave, USA. Habib Akhtar, assistant professor, study leave, USA. Mohammad Waliullah, lecturer. Dr. Shahin Sultana, lecturer. Theodore Shouro Palma, lecturer. Father Pascal Shorkar, CSC, lecturer. Father Nito Ekka, CSC, lecturer. Mithun Rosario, lecturer. Yasin Shaha Nawaz Selim, lecturer. Israt Tasnim, lecturer. Prithi Agnes Rosario, lecturer. Sharmista Shaha, lecturer. Momtaz Haq, Lopa Momtaz, lecturer. And we have one adjunct, a member, Dr. Father Anbert Kamal Khan. Now, Department of Law. Dr. Muhammad Mostaqimur Rahman, he is the chairman and associate professor. Tasnuba Sharmin, associate professor. Father Lawrence Noresh Dash, CSC, associate professor. Arif Ahmed, associate professor. Sanjida Israt Jahan Ifat, assistant professor. Shadika Haq Monia, assistant professor. Tasin Khan, assistant professor. At present, he is in UK for study leave. Mohammad Rajidur Rahman, assistant professor, study leave, Hungary. Barrister Ahmed Al-Razi, lecturer. Tariqul Kabir, lecturer. Sanjita Haidar Shuha, lecturer. Rikita Akhtar, lecturer. Cynthia Siddiq Pritha, lecturer. Abu Bakr Siddiq, lecturer. And we have two adjunct faculty members, Dr. A.K.M. Amdadul Haq, Professor, University of Dhaka, and Dr. Father Theotonius Prashanto Rosario, he is a lecturer. Now, Department of Microbiology. Head of the department, Dr. Muhammad Shahidul Kabir, he is a professor. Edin Amin, lecturer. Saria Farhin, lecturer. And now Department of Economics, Dr. Muhammad Azizur Rahman, he is the chairman and professor. We have some priests who worked a long time in NDUB. Father Benjamin Costa CSC, our former Vice Chancellor in Church NDUB from 1942 to 2017. Father Joseph Stephen Pishato CSC, he was former treasurer NDUB and former principal Notre Dame College. David Beckwell Borrell, CSC, former faculty member, NDUB. Father Frank Winleven, CSC, former development director and faculty member, NDUB. Father Arnold Terence DeCosta, CSC, former development director and coordinator, NDUB alumni. Father Thomas McDormand, CSC, former director, Language Center, NDUB. So you have seen them on the screen, but later on you will see them in the class face to face. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Father. To ensure that the students know where to find the right support and essential information, may we invite the Deputy Exam Controller, Father Badhan Hilarius Rosario, CSC, on the stage to provide an overview of the NDUB offices.
Joining us today are the esteemed chief guest and the respected Vice Chancellor, along with respected administrators, faculty members, staff, new students, and their families. Good afternoon to all. Dear freshers, I'm pleased to introduce you to some important offices so that you can have a convenient start to your studies at Notre Dame University, Bangladesh. Registrar's Office. You may come to the Registrar Office for the following services. To apply for an ID card if the original one is lost or damaged, for scholarships for changing departments, for cancellation of registration, or for dropping a semester. To update contact address information, for credit transfer related issues, for booking extra class or makeup class or any event. To register for repeat, retake, and supplementary courses, major or minor courses, and for thesis and term paper. You may apply for certificates and credentials. Exam office, some basic rules and regulations and policies. Students with attendance below 70% are ineligible for the final exams. To sit for exams, ensure all dues are cleared and your admit card is collected. Always wear your ID card and present your admit card at the entrance during the exam days. Without ID card and admit card, you will not be permitted to appear in the exams. The midterm exam lasts 1 hour and the final exam lasts 2 hours. The total marks for written exams are 60, with 20 for the midterm and 40 for the final. A minimum score of 24 is required to pass the written exams. If you miss a midterm exam for valid and serious reasons, you may request a make-up exam by applying to the Deputy Controller of Examination and submitting all necessary documents. Missing a final exam requires you to retake the course in a subsequent semester, as there are no make-up exams for finals. If you wish to have any exam scripts rechecked after the results are published, submit an application using the prescribed form available at the registrar's office within the specific time frame. Complete the faculty evaluation to access your exam results. For any exam related inquiries or clarifications, please consult your teachers or visit the exam office, room numbers 224 and 225. Counseling. The counseling services are available to students at Notre Dame University Bangladesh. The primary objective of the counseling program is to assist students in addressing personal, family, and mental health issues in a constructive and effective manner. This process is entirely confidential, and the counselors at NDUB have been successful in helping students alleviate their problem and return to healthy, normal life. It is observed that students suffer from depression and loneliness, severe anxiety, relationship crises, lack of self-confidence, academic difficulties, restlessness, and difficulties with social interactions. The counseling program at NDUB has helped many students in the past. It's amazing to see the enthusiasm and motivation that counseling can bring to students. It is our sincere hope that all students at NDUB will take advantage of the counseling services available to them. The counselors are here to advise and support you and to help you navigate the challenges of your life. The accounts office mainly deals with all the payments. You may use any of the following three means to pay your fees: Mercantile Bank Limited, any branch, Rocket Service of Dutch Bangla Bank, or Nexus Pay Apps. Only in the first semester you can pay your fees in 3 installments: 40% during admission, 30% before midterm exams, and 30% before the final exams. However, in all other semesters, you must pay the fees in 2 installments. First installment at the beginning of the semester, and the second installment before the midterm. Late payment will be charged with a late payment fee. If you do not pay the first installment, you may miss 10 marks for attendance. You may approach the accounts office for adjustment of the merit-based waiver, scholarship, or any other payment-related issues. Student Affairs Office. This office coordinates all the club activities. Right now we have 7 clubs. These are the Business Club, Drama Club, Debate Club, Cultural Club, Computer Science and Engineering Club, Law Club, and Language Club. This office also coordinates sports and games in inter and intra-university, both indoor and outdoor. This office, it organizes students' annual excursions to departments and clubs. Besides, we have a special program called Fullness of Life to explore students' cognitive thoughts and extra skills. It is mainly a 2-day program organized by Language Center. Students are requested to keep in touch with the Language Center to get any help to improve their English language. Thank you very much for listening patiently. You will be provided a hard copy of all this information in your classroom after the orientation program. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Every journey is made memorable by the experiences we share. As such, we now invite Mehrun Islam Payal, a senior student from the Department of Law, Batch 20, to share her journey at Notre Dame University Bangladesh.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome our cherished freshers for being present here today and take a moment of gratitude as I stand here today in front of our respected Vice Chancellor, Pro Vice Chancellor, our Treasurer, Registrar, Dean, esteemed faculty members, Honorable Chief Guest, and distinguished guardians. I am Mehrun Islam Payal from the Department of Law, LLB 20, entering into my third year at the NDUB. As I stand here to represent my university and my department, I wholeheartedly welcome our freshers to the NDUB family, a community that will cherish and nourish your growth and aspirations. It is both an honor to privilege to stand here, share my experiences and reflection on the past 2 years of my journey here. Like many of you, my first year was like a roller coaster as I dive into the different sector of my academic life. There was an excitement of meeting new people, new faces, meeting challenges, and a different pace of life. The friendly environment of Notre Dame University really helped me through it. It didn't take me much time to make the campus like my second home. I remember the first day I stepped onto the campus, excited, nervous, as like many of you would start a new chapter in your life. Little did I know these initial feelings would get away with an inspiration, with an enriching and transformative experience, shaping me both personally and academically. The first year, as I have already mentioned, was like a kind to a roller coaster as I discover my true self. I discover a challenging and adapting atmosphere of the Notre Dame University. However, the welcoming and the inclusive atmosphere has helped me through it. From my experience, the faculty members and the administrative staff has helped me through it. They have extended their support, generosity, and their hand toward me. The greatest and most essential element of this academic engagement here is the development from the current passive to active learning. As the NDUB has encouraged beyond mere memorization to the creativity exploration, the NDUB has always encouraged us with the critical thinking, collaboration, and creative exploration. This has been indeed facilitated the acquisition of knowledge through group projects, research works, and presentation with teamwork, leading me to the leadership potentiality, the communication skills. The experience have profoundly impacted my approach of learning, problem solving, equipping me with the tools that will serve me throughout my career. Beyond academic, as always, NDUB has offered a wealth of opportunity to grow holistically. As our university allows a student for campus job. For example, now I am working as a peer tutor, serving to my campus at the language center, which is open for all of you to explore your other languages and make your English and other languages proficiency better. I have had the privilege to contribute in the debate club and the law club. As I am an executive panel of the law club, I have always been an active member. Also, the debate club has facilitated us with many competitions. Not to forget to mention, in the past few days, our university has arranged a competition of the debating, intra-university debating, which I have participated and be able to achieve an award on behalf of my department. Our university has also enriched us for various competition with other universities. For example, belonging from the law department, I have successfully participated in many moot court competitions, which has been supported by my faculty members and guided by my faculty members, each of which has enriched my confidence and skill set. This extracurricular activities has been actively encouraged and supported by NDUB, have been instrumental in shaping my identity and will undoubtedly remain with me as I progress in my life. Lastly, as a student, we bear the responsibility to uphold and furthering the reputation of our university. NDUB has equipped us with every resources and opportunity necessary to excel and ensure that we reflect the values and standard of our institutions. It's us who have to seize the opportunity, seize the moment, strive for the excellence, and uphold our institution's reputation. I am deeply grateful for the knowledge, experience, and memories that NDUB has given me thus far. It's an opportunity to learn, adapt, and push forward. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Payal. Now, let's turn to one of our newest members. We are delighted to hear from Valentia Elena Bishwas, a fresher from the BBA program, about her feelings as she joins this wonderful community.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Valentia Elena Biswas, a student of BBA department. First, I would like to pay tribute to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Treasurer, Registrar, distinguished Chief Guest, esteemed guests, Dean and faculty members. Greetings to the respected guardians and my dear freshers. It is with great pleasure and humility that today I have the privilege of sharing my experience regarding the admission journey to Notre Dame University, Bangladesh. I graduated from Holy Cross Girls High School in 2022 and Holy Cross College in 2024. After that, many paths lay ahead of me. I had the opportunity to sit for admission tests at other renowned universities in our country. But I chose not to pursue them at first. Now the question is, why was I eager to join this university? Based on the recent situation in our country, my first and only choice was Notre Dame University, Bangladesh. This was not only because of its discipline or punctuality, but also for its safety and security, which make this institution even more admirable. This is a significant step in our lives. As freshers, we are filled with hope and ambition. We have been chosen to walk a path that will shape our future and determine our careers ahead. So, let us take a moment to reflect on the road that brought us here and be proud of ourselves. We possess the capability to develop competence, the courage to act, and the vision to excel, as these are our guiding principles. May we all continue to cherish and embrace the wisdom that comes with age. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Valentia. That was a wonderful speech. Music uplifts the soul, and hence our dear students have prepared a group song for us on this occasion. Let us welcome them with a big round of applause.
গমগিরি কান্তার মোর দুস্তর পারাবার হে লঙ্গিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার দুর্গমগিরি কান্তার মোর দুস্তর পারাবার হে লঙ্গিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার কে আছো জুয়ান হও আগুয়ান আকিছে ভবিষ্যৎ কে আছো জুয়ান হও আগুয়ান আকিছে ভবিষ্যৎ এই তুফান বাড়ি দিতে হবে পারি দিতে হবে দড়ি পার দুর্গমগিরি কান্তর মূল দুস্তর পারাবারে লঙ্গিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার কানাইয়া উঠে বঞ্চিত বুকে পুঞ্জিত অভিমান কানাইয়া উঠে বঞ্চিত বুকে পুঞ্জিত অভিমান ইহাদের পথে দিতে হবে সাথে দিতে হবে অধিকার দুর্গমগিরি কান্তার মন দুস্তর পারাবারে লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার আজি পরীক্ষা জাতির অথবা জাতের করিবে তান আজি পরীক্ষা জাতির অথবা জাতের করিবে তান দুলিতেছে তরি ফুলিতেছে জল কান্ডারি হুঁশিয়ার দুর্গমগিরি কান্তর মূল দুস্তর পারাবারে লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার দুর্গমগিরি কান্তর মূল দুস্তর পারাবারে লঙ্ঘিতে হবে রাত্রি নিশীতে যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার যাত্রীরা হুঁশিয়ার
Thank you. It is time for the highlight of the day. It is our privilege to introduce Dr. Abed Choudhury, a distinguished geneticist, writer, and agricultural innovator with a career spanning Australia and Bangladesh. He holds a PhD in molecular biology from the University of Oregon, awarded in 1984. Dr. Choudhury has held leadership roles at various prestigious organizations, including Long Bio, Vita Grain, and Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, where his research on fertilization-independent seed brought him global recognition. He is the innovator behind Ponchobrihi, a groundbreaking rice cultivation method designed to improve food security by allowing farmers to harvest multiple rice varieties from a single tree. His work also includes developing drought-resistant red maize and several high-quality rice varieties like Hafiza 1, Jalalia, Tanha, and Doom. Dr. Choudhury is deeply committed to rural development and has been working to transfer his homeland of Kanihati in Sylhet into a hub of intellectual and environmental advancement. His efforts, often referred to as the Kanihati experiment, focus on educational reform and sustainable agriculture. He has authored several books including The Blueprint of Experience, Human Genome, Man of Genes, and the Future of Food, contributing to the fields of genetics and sustainable development. Dr. Choudhury's contributions have earned him awards such as the Abdul Mannan Choudhury Memorial Award in 2015 and Activate and ADSE Award 2022.
Please join us in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Abed Choudhury on the stage to share his insights and message with us all today.
Thank you for this kind introduction. I was reading about myself and kind of getting a snapshot of my own work from this very beautifully put together writing here. Just before coming here, I was having lunch with a young student of mine who is also in the audience, and she was asking me that you are going to give this talk, where is your script? I don't see any script. And I said, the script is in my mind and it's still getting prepared and so on. So I did have a script about 2 hours ago about what I'm going to say here. But the script changed when I heard the Professor, Vice Chancellor, Father, give his talk about Robert Frost's poem. So I think with that changed script in my head, I will give a different kind of talk. So that poem that I took a road less traveled, and that made all the difference. It was a very phenomenal one, and we were very much impacted by it. There is a related poem by Robert Frost, kind of in the same mood, which says, wood is lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and a long way to go before I sleep. So when I read these two poems, I must say, because of my way of thinking in those days, I was more influenced by the later one, The Wood is Lovely. So because I started writing poems at a very early age, apart from doing science, I thought I should translate this poem, the Wood and Lovely poem, into Bengali. And I think influenced by Father and what he had to say, I will say this in Bengali and kind of translate the Bengali one back to English and see how I kind of interpreted this poem in my own word. So Robert Frost said, wood is lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. So there is a history, there is a story in there which is very subtle. That is that I have promised to someone that I will not go into the lovely wood. I will take a different road. So this is how I wrote in Bangla. Opashe gobhir bon chayamoy shudhu kache dake othocho tumake diyechi kotha bahudin onno pothe jabo. This is how my poem started. Roughly, I should translate it for Honorable Vice Chancellor here. In Bengali, it says that on this side, on the right side, let's say, there is a beautiful wood which is beckoning me to go into the wood. But to you, and who is that you? I kind of don't explain. It could be a girl, it could be motherland, it could be anyone. But to you, I have promised that I will not go into the wood, but I will go towards you. So this is the opportunity cost of the journey. So you can say going into the wood is like going for a very fat salary, going for success, going to the road, well trodden. But we nurture in our heart a promise. And that promise to something or someone, and what is that promise? I think in this University, I was exposed to the promise of Notre Dame when I came from, literally from a village in 1972, the year Bangladesh was born. I came to study in Dhaka, and luckily it was my good luck that I got into Notre Dame College as opposed to, let's say, Dhaka College, which was the competing college. So, and then I was exposed to people like Father Tim, Father Banas, Father Pishotto, whose picture was shown here. And one of the first days that I was here, Father Wheeler, who was the principal, found me kind of loitering in the campus, and I said hello to him. I was always trying to speak English. I was practicing my English because I had studied in Bangla medium, and I was very interested in practicing in English. So I said, hello, Father, etc. And then he said, why are you in this college? Why are you not in Dhaka College? And I said, because in Bible it says, in the beginning there was the Word, and then Word was with God, and then Word became God. And then I also went on to say, because I had studied all this stuff, thinking that it might be useful. And then I said, in the Greek Bible, the word was logos. And this is how all the logi, anthropology, etc., comes, because it's all logos, it's rational thing, it's God's word. So in my, I was 16 at that time, you have to remember, but it was all jumbled up in my head, and I kind of blurted it all out. So I was very popular with him after that. So this road less traveled is the road that was taken by people like Father Wheeler, Father Banas, Father Tim, and they kind of became what I would like to say gypsy intellectuals. See where they are born, and fathers are sitting here as well. They're born in the United States. I have spent 10 years of my life in the US, in Massachusetts, in state of Washington, etc. And I know what it is like for a person who was born there to come all the way here, not just to pass some time, but to set up a university, the college, etc. And that is the road less traveled. That is the road of not going into the woods where wood is lovely, but to go into another direction. So that poem that he said, although he did not mean it to be that way, he meant it for you to take that less traveled road and make a difference in the world. But what he could not have said, because that would be self-congratulation, he did not say that he has taken that road and his predecessors took this road. And because they took that road, we are here. Because they took the road, I personally can say that I'm standing here because I learned English in a very rapid fire way. So this is a kind of an invitation to you people. When I first came here, got myself into Notre Dame University, I found that all my fellow students who came to study from English medium schools like St. Joseph's and etc., St. Joseph's in particular, spoke really rapid fire English, and I spoke no English. That was in 1972, I was 16. So I decided to learn English very quickly. In French we said tout de suite, like now, 10 minutes, you learn everything. So I decided to do it, and I could do it. And today, like when I go to US or Oxford University, I recently gave a talk, and there was a rapid fire discussion on the stage with some very native, firebrand native speaker who speaks so fast that you can't keep track of them. And I found that I could still keep track with them, even though I had studied in Bangla medium school till I came to Notre Dame College. So instead of congratulating myself, I congratulate Notre Dame College, because they must have done something so that I could compare myself with my fellow students in this college and learn everything very quickly. T.S. Eliot, E. Cummings, Robert Frost, Ezra Pound, Emily Dickinson. Oh my God, we were memorizing like 5 poems a day. And although I was not a student of English literature, virtually, effectively, I was a student of English literature. And as you can see, I can relate to Robert Frost's poem just like I can relate to the poem of Rabindranath Tagore. So why am I here? I think I would like to say that It's my good fortune. Lopa Momtaz is here. She and father, of course, one of my extended family member, Faisal Rahman, who is going to be here. He also was calling me up from Chicago and saying good things about Notre Dame College. And I told him that, look, I'm already convinced. You don't have to convince me about Notre Dame University. So that is my good fortune to be here. But effectively, a lot of time, so I'm going to another speech like that to Maulana Bhashani University, which I have to give tomorrow. So just after that, I'll go there. So why are people calling me? And that is again a story of road less traveled. So we all know that rice plant or wheat plant, corn plant, they are planted, they grow, they mature, they give you the harvest. And the farmer harvests the crop and the plant dies. So we call it one planting, one harvest, which started like 10,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago when the crop was domesticated in the beginning. This is the rule, one planting, one harvest. So I had this idea again in this kind of mood of going to a road less traveled, not doing what other people are doing. So it was kind of a fancy idea that if the crop gives one harvest after one planting, why can't I make it give 5 harvests from one planting? So I kind of conjured the image. So this is a way of doing big science, that you imagine something what does not exist and you say, how do I do this? As opposed to studying what already exists and you study the little bits of it. That is one kind of science. Another kind of science is imagining something which seems astounding and unbelievable and at least do something. And most of the time it fails, you can't do it. And people think you're a crackpot and you've wasted your life. And that happens a lot. But I did have the courage to imagine it around year 2000, about 25 years ago, exactly. And I came back to this country, even though I was in Australia and the US. I maintained kind of 2 existences, one over there and one over here, and set in motion a process of converting single harvest rice into 5 harvest rice. And to make a long story short, in 2021, during the time of COVID, we were able to harvest 5 times from a single planting. And we looked into the ancient word brihi. Brihi is the ancient word of rice. And the Greeks dropped, so it's an Proto-Indo-European language where Sanskrit and Greek, they were sister languages. So the Greeks dropped V and made it rihi. And then a version of Greek was richi, and that's how the word rice comes. And it's also known as oriza. Nivara is the Sanskrit word that what protects you. Nivaron kore, nivara. Oriza nivara is one of the name of rice. And we call it sativa, which Greek and Latin means cultivated. So it's a cultivated grass, literally it means Oriza sativa, which gives 1 harvest after 1 planting. We have 3 seasons. But I now have a rice which is planted in the first season, and you harvest it, and the same plant bounces back and gives you another harvest in 45 days. You harvest it and you cut it, and then it bounces back again, and so on and so forth till the December. So February to December it gives 5 harvests. Why does it do that? Because I constructed it to behave like this. This rice did not exist in nature before we prepared it and bred it and did all the requisite crosses and persevered over 25 years, recruited the farmers, and one of my accountant friends said, everything has a cost, and what is the cost? And I said, I was not keeping track of the cost. I was coming to Bangladesh with pocket full of money and spending it here. But he persevered and he said, no, you have to have a cost. And he told me that I wasn't paying any attention to that sort of thing, but he told me that it took about $3 million to do that. So I put in, I did not get any money. I did not write an application for a grant. I basically just saved all my life, half of it, 50% of what I made, deployed it in Bangladesh, and produced 5 harvest rice, not only for Bangladesh, for Malaysia to ask me this year, invited me to go to Malaysia, Indonesia. So hopefully it is going to be for all the rice producing countries of the world. So coming back to the beginning and coming back to Father's speech, everything starts with a poetry. It is good that you are lucky if you convert your work into a poem. Opashe gobir bon chayamoy shudu kache dake. This is the road of usual advancement. Othocho tomake diyechi kotha bahudin onno pothe jabo. To you I have promised. And who is that you? Depend on the kind of person you are. That you is God. That you could be motherland. That you could be, humanity. It could be a girl. If it is a boy, it could be a boy. If it is a girl, etc., etc. So I think I will stop. Before I stop, I want to say something humorous. So when I first came to Notre Dame College, we were publishing a journal, hand journal, very rapidly published, called Chit Chat. And we were very excited to do that because if you are part of Chit Chat, you could get print all the 200-300 copies of Chit Chat, and then you're allowed to go to Holy Cross College to sell it. So we were very enthusiastic. Everybody signed up. When this was announced, and there was like a slot of about 50 people, I think about 500 people volunteered for it. And the Father Banas and Father Pishuto, they are very ruthless, and they were kind of looking at your face and see what kind of person you are, whether you could be allowed to go to Holy Cross College or not. So our literary instinct, our literary zeal was greatly supported by this great enthusiasm of going and mixing with girls in those days. I mean, these days it's very common. In our time, 72, it was very, very difficult. It's a big no-no. So I got a chance to go once. And I found that the way I thought it will be, it was not like that. Because very serious, stern lady teachers were actually watching every step. So it was not like you could, just take a poem and convince a girl to listen to your poem. It wasn't like that at all. It was very disciplinary and it was very